Hey, how you doing, everybody? It's Dominic here, and do a little more rambling in the Jeep. I don't know if that's what I'm going to call my little vlogs here or not. I'm not sure. I'll come up with something. But for right now, I'm just kind of rambling, just kind of, my thoughts out there. So anyway, I got the bumper and I got the winch installed, and I attempted to get it on video. Well, I was the mechanic. I was the one doing the install. I had a buddy that was didn't really know what to do with the camera in his hand, so I was kind of trying to guide him and at the same time do the work. And well, let's just say we ran out of daylight, and putting the bumper on by drop light wasn't hard to do, but getting the good footage, it didn't work. So I'm just gonna scrap that footage. Sorry, guys. I'll show it all to you here soon. If the weather holds this weekend, I can get out here and maybe wash the Jeep and do a walk around. Hey, we're gonna do a walk around here real soon. I know this is my second vlog video, but I told you in the last one we'd do a walk around, and I'm gonna try to get it done this weekend. Let's hope the weather holds. So anyway, also didn't get to mention a couple of the other modifications I was going to do to it. I think I mentioned the headliners. If not, I'm going to do the headliner in the top here. And I didn't get the option when I got the Jeep. They were going to add it on for me. It would be like $400 and some, and not worth it. I know how to do headliners. I've done quite a few of them in my time. So, yeah, granted, I'm not using a pre-existing headliner board. I'm going to have to make the headliner board. I'm also going to have to fasten it to the tops here. Not a hard thing to do. I'm planning on using Velcro so it can come on and off as needed for maintenance and cleaning. And the factory actually just glues them on straight up. And anyway, sorry about the radio being on. Didn't even realize it. Just totally spaced on that one. But anyway, so yeah, the factory glues them on, and that's yeah, I like to be able to take them off. So I'm gonna do mine with an upholstery grade Velcro that they use for headliners and sticking upholstery onto panels that didn't originally have upholstery. So yeah, some Masonite, some foam, and some fabric, and I'll go to town and I'll take you guys along with on that one. So the other one, I'm going to do LED lighting. Right now I have my eyes on the JW Speaker LED halo lights. They're projector style. They look really good. I like the fact that they are... Wow, it was a short light. Alright, we're going to take that off. Alright, my other thing is going to be, I'm going to do some LED headlights from JW Speaker, and those are the ones I got my eyes on right now. They are I like them that they already got the correct plug. I don't have to use an adapter. They got a really good heat sink to them. I've seen the light pattern they put out, which looks pretty good. A lot brighter. I mean, I've already upgraded to the Sylvania Xenon bulbs, which were a huge improvement over the factory lights, but it looks like the Xenon lights, excuse me, but the JW Speaker LED lights are going to be an improvement over that. So a little expensive, almost $400 for the set. So they're going to be a little while out down the road, but they're coming. Another modification I'm going to do, I wasn't planning on doing it originally, but one of my customers came in. He's got a Jeep very similar to mine. He's got the factory running boards just like I do, and he went down into a little ditch, and he did it on purpose. It's on his property. He was just out playing around in his backyard, and he went down into a little ditch, and it high centered. And not only did it damage the running board, but it crushed the rocker panels too. There was absolutely no strength there. Now, I wasn't expecting a lot of strength from the factory running boards. I know that there were more for looks and for show, and for allow you a step up. But this was actually a lot weaker than I thought it was going to be. It did a lot of damage to his vehicle, and I think the main reason why wasn't so much the way the running board is made, but because the running board is solely attached to the rocker panel of the Jeep. It doesn't look like there's any other point of attachment other than the holes in the rocker panel. So that being said, I ordered a set of Smittybilt SRC rock rails. They're actually the same ones I had on my other Wrangler. They looked really good. I got a lot of compliments from them, so I went with them again. I think they're one of the best looking ones. They have a step to them, as well as a protection for the underbody. They hang down about as far as the frame rail goes. There is a little trick to installing them that I discovered with the other Jeep. I will show you that. It's really simple. It's just a matter of if it touches the body mount, it'll eventually squeak. It was really annoying. When I figured it out, it was like, oh wow, this is an easy fix. So I will show you that, and I'll show you where you have to look out for. Now, some people have said they've had to drill out the holes to get it to fit. I found out that if you put it on both the front and the rear mounts at the exact same time, lifting straight up, the holes fit fine. But if you get one side up and the other side not, then yes, it looks like you need to hog the holes out a bit. So another thing I'll make sure I bring to your guys' attention and show you. So there's that. All in all, I'm not going to do a whole lot to this Jeep. This Jeep, I want it to be my daily driver. I think I mentioned that before. And as my daily driver, I don't want to remove all of the comforts and all of the handling and whatnot. It's just, I'll build one to go out and play. That'll come after this one gets paid down or paid off. But for now, this one I'm going to make it set up for some light off-roading. I'm going to make it so I can go out in the trails, go out in the hills, do some light to medium, grade, and have some fun. That's my goal with this Jeep. But we'll see what comes along. I keep my eyes open. If I find a Ruby, I really want to build a Rubicon. Start off with some stronger axles, just right out of the get-go. I mean, they're not Dana 60s, but they're still stronger than what I have under this one. I also like the lockers. I am putting lockers in this. They're going to be ARB air lockers. That's just so, I think that's really an important thing to have when you're doing anything off-road, and if you're even driving in inclement weather, snow and stuff. We get that up here quite a bit. So I have been asked by people, not online yet, but I've been asked by people that I work with, my customers that have come in, how I like my Wrangler. And I thought I'd give you guys some thoughts on that one. I like it a lot. There you go. End of story. No, okay, I'm kidding. Anyway, what I like about it, I like that it's, I've always liked aggressive vehicles. When I was a kid, I had a 66 Mustang. For its time, it wasn't the most aggressive looking, but it has some really good lines to it. Got a little bit older, I ended up picking up a Cutlass Supreme, an 80s Cutlass Supreme. As far as a box goes, it was probably the most aggressive looking box out on the road. And, but really all in all, I like trucks and utility type vehicles. So my favorite of them, aside from the Wrangler, because the Wrangler is my #1 favorite, is the Avalanche. Again, it's an aggressive looking vehicle. Very capable. Not as much as the Wrangler here is, but still a very capable, very well built rig. And so I ended up with my Wrangler. It's one of the 2 vehicles that if I own, I'm not looking at other vehicles. I'm not looking to buy another Avalanche right now. I am very happy driving my Wrangler. In fact, I'm looking at buying another Wrangler because I want to build a rig. I want to go out in the rocks. I want to have some fun in Moab. But I don't want to do that to my daily driver. I like everything about it. I like the styling of it. I do like the boxiness of it. It's not for everybody. I do understand that. but it is enough of a vehicle for me. I love now that they're 4-door. The extra room in the back is great. I don't got the turning radius of the 2-door. I don't have the breakover angle of a 2-door, but I do have the stability. It's a very comfortable vehicle to drive. It tracks on the freeway good, and I can't say that the same thing for TJs and YJs. They didn't track as nice. I've honestly have never put a CJ any number on the freeway. I've done very little driving in any CJ, but I imagine they're very similar to the YJs. That they weren't that different. So, loved these when they first came out. I was so excited when I first seen the pictures. My local dealership got a couple of them. I went up there to look at them. I opened the hood and I was depressed. I don't know what Chrysler was thinking putting the 3.8 in these. I mean, maybe this motor wasn't ready yet. I have a 16, so I got the 3.6. But the 3.8, at the time they had the 3.7. I know they were phasing it out in favor of the 3.6, but the 3.7 was a much better motor. It was designed to be in a truck. In fact, the Dakota and the Ram were the only things that motor got ever put in. It was a very good truck motor. You know, it was a very good truck motor, and it performed quite well. I mean, yeah, I know they phased it out pretty early. It didn't last very long, but in my opinion, it would have been a better motor for the Jeep than the 3.8. Now, the 3.8, they're all over the place. They're in minivans. In fact, there's one probably in the minivan that's just behind me right now. They're a great motor. They're reliable. They just didn't have the right torque curve and power curve that was needed to move around an off-road vehicle. I found out that the 3.6, the same motor that was in the Chargers and Challengers, and I think the 300 series was coming out for the Wranglers, and sure enough, they were. And a couple years later, I was able to get myself behind the wheel of a 14 Wrangler. And it wasn't my ideal Wrangler, so I traded it in on this one here. It's a 16 Wrangler Sahara with a manual transmission. And the 14 had a little bit better options in it, but it was an automatic and it was a sport. And I didn't want a sport, I wanted a Sahara, and it was an automatic. And now for off-roading, I think I would prefer an automatic, but for my daily driving, I like to drive a manual. It keeps me alert, keeps me awake. Not that I have a problem falling asleep driving, I don't, but it just, you know, there's more going on when you have a manual. And unfortunately, I don't necessarily want that more going on while I'm trying to drive over rocks in unfamiliar territory and take my vehicle places where vehicles are not exactly intended to be. It's fun to take them there, but you know, hey. So yeah, my thoughts on the Wrangler is that they're very well built. They're sturdy. They're aggressive looking. I like the styling to them. I like that they've kept true to the basic style of the MBs. You know, the extended fenders. You know, not a full body. They still have the removable doors, the removable tops. I mean, MBs just had a little makeshift canvas frame, or a makeshift frame with canvas over the top of it for a top. You know, most of the ones that were sent out to war, they didn't have a top to them, so they didn't have any doors. They didn't have a tailgate. You know, those things that Willys added, you know, after the war, which is great additions, and I don't think they detracted from the actual, you know, heart of the Jeep much. And I love that the styling has stayed, you know, the same basic style, just been more modernized. It's I sure hope Chrysler sticks with it with the next generation. And from the sneak peeks I've got, it looks like it'll be a pretty nice looking rig. I don't mind so much the windshield doesn't fold down. It doesn't bother me. I don't think I'll ever run this windshield, you know, fold this windshield over unless I'm in there replacing seals for some odd reason. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. It's a good value for the money. A little bit on the expensive side, but not insanely so for what you get. I mean, if you're just using this as a family hauler, a grocery getter, it's going to be a pavement queen. Yeah, go with something else. Not a Wrangler. That's not really going to be. They don't have the most comfortable ride. They're not, they're not urban vehicles. They can be, but you're sacrificing comfort, with the live axle front suspension. The springs are a little stiffer. The ride height is a little higher. It's made for off-roading. It's not made for just, sitting on the pavement. There's the other thing I like about these, is that they are customizable. This is probably one of the most customizable vehicles on the market today. More so than the truck, pickup trucks, Corvettes, Camaros, Mustangs. There's a lot you can do, a lot more you can do with the Wrangler than any of those other vehicles out there. And that's one of the things I love. You can make it your own. This one here, like I've been talking about, I'm gonna make it, set it up for some light off-roading and going out and having some fun, maybe pulling some people out of the ditch during the snows, stuff like that. I'm not really gonna go. I'll probably take it up to Moab, but I'm not gonna be doing any of the stupid, crazy, fun trails. Well, they're all gonna be fun, but not the crazy ones. This Jeep will never go to LB Hills. That place is just way too much ruts, way too much mud, and it's not the kind of vehicle I'm going to take up there. I've known quite a few guys that build rigs to go up there, and I'm not doing that to this one. This one's my daily driver. I need to make sure that it, whatever trail I go to and come off of, that I can still drive it home. I understand I might break things here and there, but it is what it is. I don't really want to go in with a bright, shiny, beautiful rig and come out with a dent from fender to fender on all four corners. Not my thing. Not with this one anyway. I'll get an old Toyota or something to go beating the stuffing out of. But anyway, as far as customizable, I mean, there's a guy around here where I live. He's got a JK Wrangler. It's a 4-door. It's sitting on about 22 to 26 inch wheels, wires at that. He's got these little tiny rubber bands for tires. He's whited the whole thing out. I mean, it's nothing I do. I mean, it's really, that truck, you will never see a speck of dirt under its wheels, probably not even down a gravel road. It's I doubt I'll ever see a rock other than what the rocks they put in the concrete and asphalt. So that to me is horrible use for a Wrangler. Do that to an Explorer, do that to anything else, not a Wrangler. But you know what? It's customizable. He can make it his, and he did. So anyway, whoa, hang on. Wow, wasn't expecting that one. So at the end of the day, you can make these what you want. You can have them really tough mudding rigs, rock rigs, pavement queens. It's another thing I like about them, is you have all the options to customize it how you want it. So just because, you know, what one person does is not my taste, don't mean it's not their taste, and they can have it. So anyway, looks like I'm at my destination now, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you all for watching. You know what to do. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have any ideas for a video for me or want to see something from me, feel free to let me know. And I will do my best to accommodate you. Can't promise everything, but I will do what I can do when I can do it, and we'll go from there. So you all have yourselves a good afternoon, morning, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you are.